Hello, everyone. It's Kim Duramo. I had something really incredible happen last night, but also over the last week that's been starting to happen that I wanted to share about because I'm sure I'm not the only one who's noticing this, and I think it's something that is really powerful for everyone to start to see, and that's how many men have been coming forward to ask for my assistance and share the struggles they've been having in their own journey. Like so many men that are starting to awaken, who either have always been really empathic, emotional, or not at all, but now like, whoa, I'm starting to really feel things and become aware of things now. And I think it's really inspiring because I think a lot of women have been, are just more emotionally sensitive and emotionally aware, and you have the awareness of, wow, my life's really not going how I'd like. Let me take a handle of this. Let me get some grounding here. And I think for men, it's like societally, we all learn to stuff our emotions and to stuff our feelings, but I think especially for men, they get really like good at that suppression, and then it's like there's no outlet and there's no way to share what's really happening, and then it's hugely disconnecting. Like it disconnects them from themselves, it disconnects them from other people, and then there are abusive tendencies or anger tendencies or addictive behaviors or all kinds of things like that we'll fall into because of that emotional suppression. So anyway, I had it was actually a childhood friend's brother. He was also a friend of mine from growing up, who reached out to me and was like, I just can't, I'm seeing these patterns in my life where I'm like abusive to my wife. I'm basically being my dad. There's so much anger, but he's really, really awakening beyond the denial that he previously been in. Like, no, I'm fine, and just suppressing it. This is like, no, this is too big. I need to let in some resources or figure out what needs to happen here. And then there was the husband of another friend who reached out and was super receptive to, ask for some videos or resources, and was just so thankful and so grateful. And it was beautiful to see. And then last night I went out with some friends and met, it was a guy I hadn't even met before because it was my friend's boyfriend. And this beautiful, amazing, incredible man, we all hung out after and shared struggles he was having, and it was just such a beautiful opening. And then we ended up kind of doing a session because he was so willing to share and go deep and let in that resource. And he's like, yeah, I want to move this. Yeah, I want to break this pattern. Yeah, I want to really be who I'm here to be. And for all of them, it's come through the love for their women. And so I wanted to share this message also with women, because sometimes we learn to suppress what we feel. We learn to keep quiet. We learn to be good. We learn to go along with what's happening, not be too disruptive. But if we actually share what we feel, it's like, whoa, this is going to really rock the boat. But I want to encourage you, don't buy into that. Be willing to share what you feel, even if it will be disruptive to old patterns, because men can't really awaken if they don't have that navigation. They don't know what you're feeling. So they don't know they're living in an empty relationship. They're just like, hey, I thought everything was fine, because you did get really good at suppressing it or pretending to be happy or just managing. So I think a lot of women, our role is to actually share what we're really feeling. And to do that, we first have to really connect with what we're really feeling, what's happening inside my body, what's going on inside here, and then find an outlet to let that be expressed. It is so inspiring to be seeing. I mean, I hardly even believe what happened last night, because so many men are ready for this, but then we don't know, how to, men and women, how to let our emotions be seen and shared and expressed. We learn they're bad and wrong. We learn they're shameful. We learn that, even when people cry, it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over me. Oh my God, freaking cry. It's a natural response. Your body's system knows how to release that toxic energy of whatever you're holding. And tears are a way to actually do that chemically. There are chemical compounds in the tears that are, it's a detoxification process in your body that's letting your body release and cleanse and clear. You're not the same body after you've let that cry happen. But oh my God, we make it wrong. We don't even realize, like, this is a beautiful catharsis, freeing me to live a more abundant life. Great, awesome, you're crying. So another one of the things that happened last night, this man, we were all hanging out together, played Bryan Adams. And as soon as he's like, Alexa, play Bryan Adams, I said, oh my God, I'm going to cry. Because we all went to high school in the 80s, 90s, the late 80s. And I just know that time of life was like such a tender time for me. I felt, insecure or like uncertain about myself. I felt like I didn't belong. There were so many big things. And when he started to play it, I realized, since I was with some high school friends in my hometown, that a lot of those things were ready to complete. And then if I heard like the Bryan Adams song, it was going to bring all of it up and I was really going to let it go. And I did cry, and it was like massive heaps of sobbing release. And it was like a safe space for me because I was with these two women friends who know me so well. We've gone through so many things together. And they're like, yeah, let it out. And they're like, totally fine. That was so powerfully cathartic. And I didn't have to have a reason of like, why are you crying? What's wrong with you? What's going on? Please explain this, because I'm so uncomfortable with your emotional expression. That didn't happen, right? It was like, all right, we're going to give her a hug. We're going to let this happen. Maybe we could talk about it later, but like, better out than in. And it was such a powerful catharsis. I didn't even have words for. And we did talk about it after because I realized what was releasing, and it was beautiful. But how, oh my God, rare is it that you give yourself or someone else the opportunity to just cry or emote and not need to like have a reason. Why are you feeling like that? Because why are we doing that? Why are we looking for a reason? So then I can make you feel better so you won't have to feel this emotion. Oh my God, why not just like totally suppress being alive so you won't have to be alive and have the experience of being alive, right? Because emotion is energy in motion. That is what it means to be alive. So it's like so opposite of what we've been taught and what we've been told. So this, I really wanted to share how many men are really, really ready to hold space for their emotional world, for what they're feeling, for their omega, which is the feminine energy. Hi. And B, how making space for yourself to express what you're feeling, how you're feeling, even if you're like, I just feel kind of numb, I didn't even know I was so disconnected, is so powerful, is so significant, is the start of every major expansion you could ever have in your life. So we do have, I put together a course for exploring the masculine and feminine energies that live within each of us, men and women, and learning. The course is for women, but the masculine and feminine energies live in each of us. And what is your balance? Like, are you a naturally more masculine woman? Are you naturally more feminine woman? Most women, like I said in a couple videos back, are as like men, a coping mechanism, have just learned to like suppress the feminine energy, sensitivity, sensing, expression, and to like, power down, double down on the masculine energies. And then so many of the women I work with either are like, I am exhausted, I have this chronic illness, I don't know what to do. Or they're in relationships where they're like, I have to do everything. Why don't I get to receive what I want? Why can't I be taken care of? Why can't I have it easy? And they find like, just like working their butts off to make their life work. This is what happens when we're out of balance with our masculine and feminine energies, and our relationships are just like nightmare. So there are a lot of resources we've put in that course, and I'm adding some bonuses in for couples exercises. You can do this with a friend, you can do this with your lover, you can do this with a person who's your same sex or your opposite sex. It doesn't matter. It's a way to connect with what's happening in your body and let stuff move so you are more fully alive. This is what I, as a physician, have seen be the prime principle for what allows healing, no matter what or how severe it is. And this is definitely the prime principle for what I've seen allow relationships to really, really thrive. So we are going to be putting those as bonuses in the course as well. The course is at drkimd.com/alive. And we have a retreat in September, which is a live event that we're having as part of this as well. You could do just the online part. You could also come for the retreat if you would like. The information's all on the page at drkimd.com/alive. But in completion, I am just so in awe of how many men are really ready for massive, massive shift. And as an individual, if you are a man, find ways to connect with that omega, that feminine principle of, hey, what am I feeling in my body? Softening physically the body, just kind of take a deep breath and then relax the shoulders. You'll feel more 100% of the time. And then feeling into what is it I really need? What's really happening? How can I listen? Because that's how we access our wisdom. And if you're in a relationship with a man, being in your feminine energy is so powerful for letting them be more in their own balance as well. So there's less outbursts of anger because you don't even know you have a wall up and now they're trying to bust it down. Why am I always in these abusive relationships? If it's been a pattern either in your relationship or just over several relationships in your life, you want to look at this. Wow, where do I have barriers in place that have people want to pummel me and I'm getting attacked or criticized or abused? It will always be something in your energy field that it's trying to show you so that you can make a shift and either no longer get into abusive relationships or create harmony in the relationship you're currently in. So I'm really excited to see what that creates for you. Thank you guys for being here live. Hello, Yvonne. Hello, everybody who's here. Joanne, Tay Rising, a Renaissance Redhead, beautiful. Joe, Philip, hello from Norfolk, Long Island. Hello, everybody who's here. I know there's many other people I'm scrolling through. It's hard to know what names they are, what the handles are, but I'm really, really inspired right now by what I'm seeing. And like I said, it's not just people who have been always empathic and energy sensitive like myself, where most of my life I'm what is wrong with me? It's also people who have, their whole life just been hey, I'm fine, everything's okay. And now all of a sudden awakening to realize whoa, there's a lot going on beneath the surface within myself. And I'm witnessing how I'm creating these patterns and these old behaviors and these programs that are not what I want. How do I break free from these patterns? And it is essential for us to have resources of what do I deal with that when it comes up? I have so much more to say on that. So stay tuned for more for sure. Breathe, relax, soften your body. That is the best way to let the energy flow and let it move. If it's coming up to your awareness, that's because it is moving out. So you can kind of already know that and let yourself be aware of that, even though, it is intensifying and it is really uncomfortable when that's happening. So thank you. Stay tuned. Let me know what questions and what your thoughts are on that, or if you're noticing that in your life, things are more eruptive, things are more intense. When we're in a consciousness that's higher than those programs, it's going to feel negative. The programs are going to feel heavy. When we're in an even higher consciousness, we've accelerated into, it's going to feel heavier. It's going to feel denser. It's going to feel like a bigger problem. It's going to feel like a bigger nightmare. That isn't because things are getting worse. That's because you are getting higher. You have accelerated. So it's actually a good thing, but then it's a matter of looking at, how can I let these patterns release? And simply asking the question, right? What would it take for me to move beyond this? What would it take for me to embrace myself fully? What would it take for me to allow this old pattern to dissolve and to live as my true self? Just simply asking the question. That is so, so powerful. I use that as a tool all the time. So soften your body. Begin to tune in, let the energy move. I love you guys. I'm at drkimd.com. Yeah, Brittany says, it's just so heavy. Yep. Witness what's there. Oops. Witness what's there, because your awareness is the medicine. All right, lots of love. I would love to invite you into the course if you are. It is only for women. We will probably create more stuff in the future that's for both. In the course and in the retreat, there's a lot of stuff that you'll bring into your relationships as well. So it'll be very conducive for men and women. It's at drkimd.com/alive. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.